Dillon Coleman is a congenital amputee. He was born without one of his hands. But he and his family never let that hold back Dillon's desire to be an athlete. His father wasn't there when Dillon hit his first college home run, but he was there for the second. Here's their story.
So we found out about about halfway through my wife's pregnancy. The ultrasound technician hadn't seen any bones on the left hand. It was very difficult to process, that next day. We did a lot of crying and trying to figure out how we're going to raise this child. One thing we felt strongly about, and that was that there would be no doubt, that he wasn't going to have any limits.
I touched a baseball before I could even remember it. From the point I could grip something, it wasn't a rattle, it was a baseball.
By the time he was 1.5, he was swinging the bat a little bit. He couldn't even hold the bat well when he was 4 and 5 years old. It was so heavy for him.
That's out of here.
We were pretty confident he'd be able to play. I didn't know to what level, but I had confidence it would be a long way. Pete Gray played he was a position player. With Dillon having a lot more on his left arm than Pete Gray had, Pete Gray was above the elbow, I said he can do it.
The biggest challenges were not only getting people to believe that I could play, but convincing myself that I could. And those small details of the game, like switching the glove off a ground ball and strengthening my arm enough to make it a seamless effort, knowing you put your mind hard enough to something, and knowing that kids who you knew didn't have as much talent as you or didn't put their mind to it. It was frustrating, it really was. As I got older and bigger and stronger, then that started to show. My dad said, be patient, it will come.
As he became stronger, his swing became more and more powerful and just quicker.
He has as much whip in terms of his swing mechanics as any guy I've ever coached, and it's just obviously because that hand is so dominant now. Attaboy.
After hitting one home run, I was really disappointed he couldn't see it. I was determined to show him something.
I'm standing right behind the dugout, right behind the backstop, and all of a sudden he hits this shot, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, that has a shot. And the ball goes out. Felt like I was dreaming.
But to have my dad, who raised me from a small kid and told me I could do anything I put my mind to finally see it, I knew it must have been emotional for him, probably even more emotional than it was for me.
It was like all the culmination of everything we'd gone through, all the hitting we took, all the baseball playing we played when he was little. I've been very proud. Just proud.
I'm just so thankful that God's given me the opportunity to play and just for everything He's given me.